Good evening, folks. Happy Thursday to you. It is already the 6th of March. I hope you're all doing well, and I am here for all of you that have dreams. We're going to talk retirement. Many of you are working, but those of you that are retired, you're going to say, "Oh, how right she is." Maybe. So let's go over a few things. As I've told you in previous videos, I have worked many different jobs, medical field, corporate, done a lot. And then it was time to retire. Okay, I was looking so forward to retirement. I had dreams. Dreams. If it snowed outside, I didn't have to worry about driving in the snow and the ice. I didn't have to worry about alarm clocks. I didn't have to worry about finishing my workload on time. I didn't have to worry about obligation. I didn't have to worry about a boss breathing down my neck. I was thinking all these things as I had already put in my retirement resignation, and the date was coming up for my last day at work. And I was getting more and more excited. And then the day came, my last day. I was thrilled. Tears between me and my coworkers, hugs, saying our goodbyes, punch that time clock, walk out the door, go to my car, look back at the building, and take a big sigh of relief. It was like a dream come true. What we all look forward to through our whole working career. As we get annoyed by coworkers, we get bad bosses, we get workloads beyond realization, and we look so forward to that final day. It's here. You just left the building. The last day. You go home, change your clothes, take a hot bath, and just relax. And you're so excited. You've got that inner excitement. What's next? What's my next venture going to be? Let's take a look at this. Let's say you're working in the corporate world, or this could go for retail too, or healthcare. You have coworkers, clients, business partners. That's your social life. It has been through all your working years. These people are not just coworkers or clients or business partners. They become more than that. They become your friends, some, but they become your social society, right? Your world revolves around them because that's your world. You get invited to Christmas parties every year, business parties, corporate trips, maybe your whole social life. Every aspect about holidays, trips, all of that is all an entanglement in your corporate life. All your daily encounters. Like I said, they become friends. They're your social network. It's a busy lifestyle. So you don't have time for outside friends. These people become close to you. Some become very close to you to where you might go out after work and have a couple of drinks and talk personal life with them. You might go to each other's houses and visit, and your families become friends. This is how it is. You go to after work dinners, you have drinks, parties. You know their families, they know your family. You might go to their family's wedding. That's how it is for 30, 40 years, right? This is your life at work. Your last day, you punch out that time clock and you're walking away from all that. You're not only walking away from the pressures of the workload, the pressures of the supervisor you can't stand to look at, the pressure of maybe the owner of the company is a real jerk, and you're also walking away from that one that sits at the desk next to you that consoles you when you're having a hard day, that helps celebrate your birthday. This is what you're walking away from also. It's not just the job. Some people might stay in touch. It's not like you've put up a dividing line. No. Some people, but this is when you're going to find out who your true friends really were. Those are the ones that'll give you that occasional phone call. Hey, how you doing? Want to go out for dinner? But the majority of those friends, like I said, you're going to find out who's really your friend once you punched out that time clock. They cease being your friends. You're going to find that out. Or other situations are going to take place. Maybe they'll move to a different job, to a different city, to a different state. Maybe you'll move. Well, there goes any social life that you had after. Or maybe there's, some get sick, some pass away. There's just all kinds of situations. And then what happens? You don't have that social life at all anymore. When you were working, you never had time to build any other social life, right? So now you don't have that network of people. So now what? You never talk to the neighbor next door. And then you got another neighbor on the other side that's a total Karen. You certainly don't want that for a friend. And then you got the other neighbor across the street that's so needy. They want nothing but to get into your business. And it's like, whoa, no, we don't want that. So then who do you turn to? Your churches? It's on Sundays. Or are you really that type of person to want to start going to church every day? Many don't, especially in today's times. Um, a lot of people are taking a second look at what churches they go to, and they study their Bible within, and they have their own relationship with Jesus. And maybe church wasn't really your bag. So what's your other choice? Family? Your kids? Your grandkids? You always got them, but do you? Because they all got jobs too. Their lives are busy. They got jobs, they got kids. Your grandkids are totally not somebody you could yeah, it's nice to have your grandkids around, but you can't talk to them like you used to talk to your friend. They're a whole completely different generation, and their world is nothing like yours. An occasional visit from a grandchild, because now they're at the adult age. If you're old enough to retire, they're at an adult age. They're off doing their own thing. And your kids, they're busy with their kids, they're busy with their corporate life. And remember when you worked, the only days you had off was Saturday and Sunday, and Saturday was probably your house cleaning day and your errand day, and Sunday was maybe church, and then after church, you start preparing your Sunday dinner, and then you and your kids sit around and have a really nice Sunday dinner together. That's what your kids are doing now. Their 2 days off, one is for shopping, running around, errands, housework, laundry, and then on Sunday, it's their family time. Maybe they're, you know, doing something with their own family, and what are you doing? You're sitting in your place. You could always pick up a book, read a book. Kinda sick of watching TV all the time. Same thing over and over and over, and it's repetitive, and so you think of, "What can I do?" "Oh, okay. I'm you know, I'm gonna start, I don't know, I'm gonna join a gym. I'm gonna work out." That's that's got really good intentions. Really good intentions. So Monday, you hit the gym. You go, pay the membership fee, you sign up, you make a game plan in your head, right? "Oh, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna build friends here." Okay. Been there, done that. You go to the gym and you're seeing all these strangers. They're all in their own little head, right? They're not looking at you. They don't care that you're there. And you're like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna work out a little bit," and then you find out it's not all it's cracked up to be. If it's not something you've done when you were working, you're gonna find out it's not all what it's cracked up to be. So then you go back home and you find yourself going to that gym less and less and less. And the next thing you know, you're canceling your membership because you just paid for the next month and you know damn well you're not going to go. So, what's your next adventure? Travel? Nah, that 4-hour ride, that 8-hour ride doesn't sound so appealing. I'll do it tomorrow. Is tomorrow going to come? Are you really going to do it? I mean, you might go locally fishing once in a while, but that's not an everyday thing. So, what do you do with all the rest of your time? You start a podcast. Good luck with that one. So, what else is there? You learn new things. You go on the internet and see something, and you think, "Well, I'm going to read about that. I want to learn about that." Okay, so you go on, you know, online and you order the book and you start reading about it and you lose interest about halfway through the book. And it's like, well, that really doesn't sound all that it was kicked up to be in that podcast. So the next thing you realize is you're getting little aches and pains. Bones start aching, knees, ankles, back. You're starting to get stiff, right? And you're like, what the hell? Well, I'm going to tell you right now the reason you never noticed that before was because you were working, you were moving constantly, right? Think of it like this. If you've got a door, okay, and you've got the hinges on the door. Now, this is a door that you open and shut all the time, all the time. And then all of a sudden, you rearrange things and you don't really use that door much. So you leave that door shut. You go back about a month later, you go to open the door and you hear the hinges creaking. Why are the hinges creaking? Because it's not used to being moved. You're not opening it like you used to. Same way with your bones, the joints in your elbow, the shoulders, the knees. You're sitting more. You're not moving like you did in the working world. You were up and down and in that chair and walking down the halls and into this office, into that office. You were always on the move, keeping those joints moving, right? Keeping those joints moving. You're retired now. You're sitting more. You're not worried about getting up and moving around so much. You're too comfortable in your recliner and you got the remote in your hand. So, yeah, the knee joints aren't working, the hip joints aren't working. Oh, your elbow's working because you're working the remote. So now you're noticing all those little aches and pains. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, opening a jar of peanut butter gets a little bit tougher. And you're wondering, why can't I get this jar open? With lack of movement comes lack of strength. Your muscles are now not as strong because you're not using them like you used to. So, for all of you that just can't wait to retire, remember there are two sides to every coin. Now, if you want to retire, because I know there are certain sectors of careers that you could retire at the age of 55 from pensions, like firemen, policemen, um, there's just different jobs where you can retire early. And if that's the case, you're still young enough to do a side hustle, you know? I had a neighbor who retired that was a cop and he was still full of lots of energy. He was only 55 years old and he wasn't ready to sit in the recliner. He opened up his own business, putting up yard fences for people, and it turned out to be pretty successful, you know? And so if you're somebody like that can retire early enough to venture into your own gig, good. But if you wait until 65, unless you wanna be a Walmart greeter, and quite frankly, I don't think they're hiring them anymore. I could be wrong. But then, do you really wanna stand 8 hours a day? even as a checkout clerk, can you stand in one spot 8 hours a day after 65? I can't. First of all, it would drive me nuts. I gotta move. I can't sit I don't even watch movies because I don't wanna sit that long. I get bored easily. So I'm up and down, up and down, up and down. But my whole thing is, more so than the aches and pains that you start noticing because of lack of movement, let's look at weight gain. Ah, yeah. You got more time to go to that snack cabinet, and since you're sitting, where's those cupcakes gonna go? Yep, right to the waist, right to the ass. So then you're gonna start noticing weight gain. Unless you're really, really ambitious and you're health conscious, which I'm assuming a good portion of us really didn't think these things through. I'm a little hungry. I'm going to go grab a Twinkie. Catches up with you. So I just thought I'd enlighten you on the pros and cons of retirement. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I am involved a little bit in my community, and I go to meetings. And the leader of these meetings put in his notice that he was going to retire. And I looked at him, I said, "You don't want to retire." And he looked really shocked. And he's like, "Why wouldn't I want to retire?" And I said, "You know, I'm 70. It's not all it's cracked up to be. I realize you don't want to do, your job is full of lots of pressure, but retirement is not really all it's cracked up to be. Unless you're gonna go live on an, you know, cruise ship. I don't know. It's not something I do. I like to see land. I but I'm just saying, give it some thought, and if you are gonna retire, have a backup plan. Don't just sit in a recliner, because for every year you sit in that recliner, you're gonna look 10 years older than what you do. Trust me. Your body ages a lot faster the more you are inactive and sit. Aches and pains creep in, arteries get clogged, brain doesn't work as quick as it used to. All those things start to kick in, start to happen. So have a backup plan. If you're planning on retiring, Write out the pros and cons. And maybe you could pick up a small side hustle and keep yourself busy. Something I want you to think about. Why do you think I do this? Oh, I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you would please, please, please hit the like button. If you know somebody that wants to retire, share this video out. Please subscribe. And I will see you next time. You have a lovely, blessed evening. Bye bye.